Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across a video where this man is very mad at black people jubilating, rejoicing, dancing during their graduation. And he is asking, you should have some respect. You should have some decorum. You should stop all that ghetto kind of thing. Why? Because black joy is something they do not want to see. They don't want you to rejoice. They don't want you to be happy. They don't want you progressing. They don't want you doing something good. A whole 4 years for some people and more than 4 years for some people. And you telling them not to be grateful to God or to the universe for how far they have come as people. And let alone when it is their culture in school, like, enjoy yourself. So why wouldn't they? Why do you want them to, catch themselves? Why are some people so mad at black joy? They do not want to see black people rejoice. They do not want to see black people enjoy. They do not want to see black people happy. Why so? It's the same people that will tell you that when I see a black doctor, I am going to ask. They also do not want you to go to school. Like you expected them to be in jail, right? Or loitering around. Is that what you're telling us? Let's get into this video.
Why are you acting a fool at your graduation? Like, why are you pausing the lineup and dancing or doing a flip or bringing up your four girlfriends to strike poses or let alone not even shake the hands of the people that gave you that education? Like, can you act like the adult who's about to get their bachelor, their master's, or their PhD or doctorate? You realize it's a graduation ceremony, right? There is a way of behaving, a way of etiquette, a way of decorum, and being loud, flipping, pausing the lineup, refusing to shake the hands of the professionals that work for the institution that you're graduating from is not it. And you shouldn't be at graduation if that's how you're going to behave, because that's not how you're supposed to behave. That's how you behave after the ceremony. Like, I can't believe I have to say that. You can behave like that at the celebration party after, but during the ceremony, behave. Like, that's really embarrassing. And quite honestly, the people who are the loudest, I already know you barely passed. Okay? Honestly, get it together and be so for real. Like, can you act like the adult who's about to get their bachelor, their master's, or their PhD or doctorate? You realize it's a graduation ceremony, right? There is a way of behaving, a way of etiquette, a way of decorum,
and blocked. That's what that and was for, and blocked. Let me say this to you. First of all, you're going to leave young people that are graduating school alone. But moreover, you're just trying to rage bait because it was black kids. Let's start there. But moreover, the very fact that you said bachelor instead of bachelors, or the fact that you use unidiomatic structure as you engaged your content is telling enough. So what you meant to say was a sense of decorum or standards of etiquette. Not a way of decorum or a way of etiquette. Imagine having the audacious audacity to complain about how people engage celebrating their graduation, all while you're using the English language in a profoundly incorrect way. Yeah, let's talk about that. I invite you to have several seats, but not at my house. You're blocked. Have the day you deserve. Stop letting people colonize your causes. People love people's rhythm but can't stand their blues. They love to utilize somebody else's hurt, harm, and trauma to get a click, a follow, or a like. But when they're called out for the very behavior that they're grifting to make a profile or platform off of, they act like victims and then begin to colonize victimhood. Stop platforming these people, block them. It is never, ever, ever, ever beneficial to continue to engage them. Block them and move on. Blocking them blesses us. We've got a responsibility to elevate voices that are actually doing work in the community, not voices that come to causes, show up, colonize those causes, and then try to act like victims when they are held accountable for their inappropriate ableist behavior, racist behavior, sexist behavior, you name it. Those people aren't operating from a liberatory mindset. What they are doing is trying to make money. And so rather than continue to engage them, it is in all our best interest to block them, to move on, and to recognize that we are better when we elevate voices that are actually from the marginalized communities, that we are listening to voices that are not around. Okay? Yep.
Why are you acting a fool at your graduation?
What I want to know is, why are people that are not black constantly in black people's business? You see a video of black graduates in Louisiana doing what they do. This is what they do. Period. It don't matter what's going on. They're going to celebrate. They're going to dance the way that they dance. That's their tradition. You're worried about business that does not concern you at all whatsoever. You don't know what you're talking about. I literally just came from Instagram because I went off on an old white woman talking about some, this is so sad. What's sad about it? Black graduates, all black graduates, graduating, accomplishing something great, and you're mad that they're celebrating? Oh, you're pausing up the lineup. So they're all dancing. Everybody in the crowd is dancing because that's what they do. They're having a good time. Like, ain't nobody worried about nothing that you talking about. Y'all claim all this stuff about black people and stuff, but when you see black people being successful, when you see black people being happy, you still have something to say. How about you shut up? How about you mind the business that's paying you? How about you go find something else to do? I'm surprised this dude still have a page. Every time I say something on this app, I get flagged. I get reports and all this stuff, but he still has a page of all people?
Why are you acting a fool at your graduation? Like, why are you pausing the lineup and dancing?
Oh, wow, yeah. I still got my cap and gown. Shit, I ain't throwing this away. This is an accomplishment. I need to go back to school so I can get some more. You hear me? But that's besides the point. The point of the matter and you know what? I'm gonna tag him in the description so y'all can go watch the video, the rest of that video. And y'all always talk about something, it's the time and the place. Well, ding dong, that's the time and the place. When you get a program, right, it's a class of whatever year, class of 2025, right? And in that program, it has a list of graduates, right? So why you worrying about it if your name wasn't in it? That wasn't your graduation. That was their graduation. And I know what graduation you talking about. You talking about the one that was at Madison Prep in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, my hometown. And I know what goes on down there. It's a war zone. So you just mad because they not a statistic about them being dead or in jail. That's why you mad. So I'm going to say this to my young kings and my young queens. Continue to go dumb at your graduation. When it comes to people like this, they always mad. They always got something to say, and they always looking dumbfounded. Yeah, I hope you, I want you to comment. I want you to say something. And I stamp on that, you heard me? Shout out to Baton Rouge for going dumb, going viral for another year of graduation, you know what I'm saying? And them schools that I talked about in my last video, I haven't seen nothing. I'm waiting. Time ticking. But yeah. Bow. Oh. I wish my graduation was like that.
White people being mad at black children dancing at graduation is linked to slavery. Because once upon a time, there was no black joy that was allowed. Like, especially back in slavery, like if they saw that, they would probably do horrible things, torture the slaves. And so there was none of that joy allowed. But now today, obviously, black children are allowed to express that kind of joy. But I think internally it makes some white people, uncomfortable because in their DNA, that shit wasn't allowed to happen. Like, the slave owners weren't allowing the black people to, gather and celebrate and dance and have fun, when slavery was happening. But I'm just like, bitch, that has to be linked to slavery. Like, you can't be mad at children celebrating graduation and dancing for real. Like, it's not just that that's irritating you. It's something within that DNA that's irritating you and making you mad at Black joy. And it's because there was a time where it wasn't allowed to be. And so racist people literally get uncomfortable when they see Black people having joy, because there was a time where their ancestors weren't allowing Black people to have joy at all. And it makes them uncomfortable, I feel like, because it's like, y'all don't really got shit over there, and y'all see that we have all this shit over here together as a community, Black people, and I feel like that just rubs y'all the wrong way. But clearly that's linked to slavery to me. Like, what?
Why are you acting a fool at your graduation? Like, why are you pausing the lineup and dancing?
Do y'all remember Randall from Recess? I won't elaborate further. How does this affect you? It's their graduation, their ceremony, celebrating their achievements for their degree that they put the work in. Last I checked, you didn't go to those ceremonies. There is no reason for you to be this pressed, talking about behave at your there's no need for that. You'll live. You'll be okay. This isn't affecting you in any way. Also, we want to talk about behavior. Ain't you the same guy that said that parents are not entitled to maternity leave or paternity leave? And we want to talk about behavior? That's, wow. Like, let's just keep it 100. Just because you have a platform, surprisingly, does not mean that you should always be speaking on everything, especially things that don't affect you. Let them celebrate how they want. It's their graduation. They earned that ceremony. And then I see people in the comments talking about, oh, well, have fun getting hired at, your next job or whatever. Are we really, I can't fathom if dancing at your ceremony is enough for a company to look at you and say, yeah, you shouldn't work here. I don't think anyone would want to work for that company. So yeah, you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
This is all I got from this video. And let me tell you something. These people will always behave like their ancestors. Why did I say this? Because you all already know the history behind Black joy, right? So there ain't anything, there should never ever be anything Black joy. You are not happy that these kids are going to college and graduating, right? That is not what you expected, bro, right? You wanted it to be somewhere different. So they spent their money to go to college, and on their thing, they shouldn't jubilate. And last I checked, I did not see the school complain about how, and I am also hearing that it's like their culture. That is how they celebrate. So what is the problem at this point in time? You wanted decorum, right? Did you pay their tuition fee? I am not sure. You know anything about how they pay their school? Do you know how the cycles they have broken or something just to be there? Do you know how they manage to pay for that? Right? I understand you all do not care about people that look like me, but watching these younger ones, right, do their thing is absolutely beautiful. The things they thought we would not do. The things they thought the younger ones would not do. They thought Black people would never read. Because, now let me just say something. History has a way of coming back. No matter how you try to hide, who you are. Because that is his ancestor coming to speak. Excuse me. That people that look like me are not supposed to be happy, are not supposed to get anything, are not supposed to do anything. Why? Because during slavery, people that look like me were not allowed to read and write. They were not allowed to do some certain things. And now that they can do it, they are doing it as so well, as much as they can. And it is a problem. You are looking for decorum. You all really suck. The fact you think that it's okay to come out and tell somebody how to act, how to react, how to feel, how to do everything, how to talk, it's crazy. Somebody is graduating. Do you know what it means to be in college for how many years? How many years? 4 or some more than that. Depends on the course you're reading, right? And you finish that and you are graduating. Why wouldn't you be overjoyed? Why? Why won't you be happy? Why won't you celebrate? Let alone when they say it is like the culture of the school. And I am not supposed to be all over the world, all over the place. I know how much you all do not want to see Black people shine. But unfortunately, Black people got to shine. They have to shine, and they will continue to shine right in front of you. You are looking for when you are going, you are saying, like, is there a manual to how to collect your, is there a manual to it? And last I checked, it's not even, I mean, whoa, when their ancestors, when their behavior, those lean and chin, you all can, like, the way he said it, like, if it were those periods, they could lean and chin, you definitely will see something happen, like, how dare you graduate? Like, did you graduate? Yes, we have to come for this one in the middle of the night. Unfortunately, you cannot do all that again. Cannot get you cannot make postcard, cannot send postcards. You cannot bring your kids anymore. It's no longer being done in an open place. Because what I see in your eyes, that is the kind of celebration you want them. You want for them. I love my people. Continue to encourage the younger ones to go to school. Continue to uplift them. Continue to let them know how great they are doing. Continue to be there for them if you are their families. Give them directions on how to do some certain things because you have more experience than them. Lead them to a great path. And for some people, sorry, we'll get in their bags. Bye for now.